We're back at it again. Hey everyone, welcome to Crowdfunding Countdown, where we take a look at every single board game campaign, finishing up in the next week. And to start us off, well, here's a cool rap I wrote.
You know what's coming. We bring it back, know what's coming. Grab your packs, get your stacks, and you're cunning, cause Universus keep it running and gunning. And is it Thursday yet? So how we gonna do this? Ruthless, bringing the noose like Caduceus. News is the new sets, bring all the new skins. Not gonna vex, Vox Machina's movement. Wow, bite my thumb at the whole crowd. Colossally throw down for touching my hometown. The alien tremors resonance bringing the showdown. Cause I'm rumbling, it's coming. Smashed by a statue was never enough. I'm raising all up, the dead I keep leveling up. Cowabunga, dude, we had a TMNT. Half shell swords out with pepperoni. Try to stop us, C-A-N-T. Take a stand, man, cinematically. Bringing battlers back with a crack of the fat packs. The maniacs of the past will unpack, hit them, Chun-Li. Kick as high as you can, it's Ryu, man. This fighter with the fire hits him higher with the Hadouken. I blame the beast for the smell of the game, and hell of it made. This head-to-head combat's how I get fame. We won't stop till we pop in the shops and foil. We wrapping it up, we're not gonna stop with the drop. We knocking, open us up. Universus.
Yeah, I got commissioned by Universus to write a new rap, because you know how I did that rap for Kagan Productions for their show reel, which was friggin' fun. So I did another one for Universus. And as long as you don't look at it being posted on IGN, you might think that I'm a good rapper. And if you look there, well, then you might think I'm a butt rapper. And in either case, I'm happy to be both. I thought it was a fun rap. We had to cut a couple IPs, a couple verses that I was really excited about, just because the IP deals didn't work out. But I think it's a fun rap, and I wanted to share it. So if you want to just have a link to the regular video, I'll link to where you can listen to the rap regularly. Okay, now on with the episode. But yeah, I wanted to share it because I worked pretty hard on it, and I thought it was really cool and super cool that Universus wanted to hire me to do it. And also, I'm scared because the fact that they have Attack on Titan and they have My Hero Academia, oh no, that is a collectible card game that I could really get on board with, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole because of my addictive personality. However, Universus, if you're watching and you wanted to send me some packs of cards and I could try out your game, well, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. Oh no, I probably should say no, because I'm just thinking about that. I watched a video of them just opening packs of My Hero Academia, Girl Power cards. And what did cool my jets is that there were so many Momo Yaoyorozu Kiras that were unpacked. I was like, okay, there's the element of the random packs of just getting duplicates of cards that, why do you care? But I don't know, with there being Attack on Titan cards and My Hero Academia cards and Solo Leveling, which is a really fun show. You should watch it. It's only 12 episodes the first season. Anyway, we're getting off track. Let's get into the week. That's right, episode, who knows, 154? Maybe. I don't pay attention to that. I pay attention to all these campaigns. These campaigns. Well, not that one. Not this one. Let's go back to the main screen. It's nice to be back on a regularly scheduled Monday morning. As always, from now until forever, thank you to all my patrons and all of you who support the channel, who like and subscribe, and tell other people to subscribe as well. I love you all. You're it. You're the real ones. So let's get into the week. But we're not going to get into the week that quickly because, well, we have two to start off the week that we would be covering, but we're not covering because, again, they have the $1 pre-pledge, again, which we don't cover on this channel. We don't give free advertising to people who do a marketing tactic that I think is stupid and whose origin came from a skeezy company. So sorry, Primates, you don't get any coverage, and sorry, Gnome Village, you don't get any coverage. It's too bad that your funding goal is so low and that the magic $1 pre-pledge didn't give you $1 million. But we are going to cover something that didn't do that. Lords of Heaven by Phalanx Games. Now, Phalanx, I'm still waiting on coalitions. When we did the retrospective of some of the Crowdfunding Countdown, which I'll get back to, I think that was fun. I want to give myself naughty bad boy points and good boy points, obviously. What sort of video would not be complete without those? But where I looked back on sort of the past 3 years, the initial stages of Crowdfunding Countdown, Phalanx, you have an undelivered campaign, don't you? I think you do. I think people are upset about it. However, this game looks fun, so maybe you'll complete the other ones and people can trust you again. Who knows? But I know that people have been upset at the length of time that it has taken for this to get to their doors. However, I think Coalitions still looks really great. So, I don't know. I'm kind of willing to give them benefit of the doubt there. mainly because I think the game's going to be good. Take as long as you like. Just make a really good product. So let's see what this one is all about. And yeah, because this is how we're starting the week. I remember, I watched that trailer on the R&R show, and I thought it looked cool. And I also thought that it told me nothing about the game. So that's why I like to read the rulebooks. Vie for control of Jerusalem and the supremacy of the Middle East is one of the 4 major powers of the medieval world. Yes, because everybody wants a game where you're vying for control of Israel right now. That's what you want. Latin Christian, the Sunni, the Orthodox Christian, or the Shia Fatimid. Lords of Heaven is an area control and card placement game for 2 to 4 players. You, as leaders of 4 asymmetric factions, will play event cards to take your actions, such as build units, fortresses, and temples, fight battles, conduct sieges, and develop your Middle East holdings. The game, politically nuanced and deeply steeped in its early Crusade setting, is a clever combination of rivalry and cooperation between the 2 blocks of factions, Christian and Islamic, where combat and conquest are not always the best ways to achieve success. Do you hear that, world? Combat and conquest is not a good way to achieve success. Please. Oh, please. Stop it. Multifunctional cards. I like that. All right, deluxe edition, though. €49. I do really like that price. 75 Canadian. So after shipping like 100, but you know, it's nice when it's in the 49s. It's nice when it's sub 100. Gameplay highlights, yeah. You better have a rulebook for me, baby. Choose your faction. Draw 5 action cards. Simultaneously pick one, key to keep, and pass to the rest of the players. At the end of the draft, add the bluff action card. Ooh, I already like that. To your hand, resulting in 4 action cards to start the game. Action. Development. Place your card above the action item. Pay the total cost of all visible red gold icons. Okay. Place a building, and you follow some placement rules to get you money or to get you swords. Swords I smile at. Weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by one. That's of woman born. Presence. Perform the action. Move influence in cities and regions. Paying money. Okay, so you pay money to make buildings, which will get you money in attacking power. You pay money to have influence in places. And then you can place support in any region where you have city influence, paying 1 gold per support mark. Okay, movement. Move your units, paying 1 gold. So you're paying gold for everything. Income, get gold. Yeah, that seems simple enough. Play your card, but you're playing your card above these things, and then you also get to do these actions on the as with your main action. I like that. 8 round cards. Yeah, and you just have a bunch of tokens. You don't need a bunch of minis or meeples. Rulebook draft. Yes, thank you. That seems pretty simple. I mean, it's only a 12-page rulebook too. I want to see how the location cards are divvied out and set up. Place the location cards according to their names. That seems pretty simple. I guess the locations could be removed at some point, or maybe shooketh up later on down the line. Players with the most victory points wins. You gain points for participating in battle, winning a battle, or being allied with somebody who wins a battle. Cool. For your upgrades at the end of each crusade for each controlled city, so area control, and at the end of the game for every 3 of your buildings on the board of a specific type. Okay, so you can use your cards for actions or for conflicts. Mechanically, the churches and mosques work the same. The difference is purely aesthetic. You know, truer words may not have been spoken. Did we expect to find commentary on how religion divides us in a rulebook? Well, we did. Okay, I want to see how the battles kind of happen. 2 crusades, which are divided into 6 to 8 rounds. Okay, cool. Okay, and so as you go along, because you're playing a card and it remains above your board in like an action spot, your costs to do that action will get more expensive, which I like. I like when games do that. And then movement triggers the conflicts. You can move strength in from adjacent locations. You can ask for allies as well, which I really like. And each location is kind of divided into 2 sections. There's a place where you have influence in the city, and then there's outside the city walls. So if you want to do a siege, you can do a siege as well. And less than 4 players, non-player factions. So 2 players is just head-to-head. Interesting. So it's a 4-player game. I think this looks good. I think this looks pretty fun, but you'd want 4 people, a nice little area control game of card management. Yeah, I think this looks solid. The only thing that's stopping me is that people are mad at you, Phalanx, about coalitions. That's the only thing that's really stopping me. It feels like a nice price. What's shipping like? Shipping, the deluxe edition, $19, €19 to get to Canada. So yeah, it's like $100 for me, right? $100 Canadian if I wanted it, or €58 if the lower number makes you feel better about your purchasing habits. Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks good if you like that area control, a little bit of negotiation there with the allies, but I think for sure has to be 4 players. That finishes on the 12th, which is Thursday the 12th at 5 p.m. Let's keep it moving. All right, with this one, Nebula Noir, embark on the ultimate journey of deception and suspense. Uncover the mystery aboard the Wanderer in this print-and-play deduction game. I clicked on this because I feel like it's the same as all of his other deduction games. Yes, I covered Heavy Lies the Crown, and I covered Thin Ice. It's like a murder mystery thriller game. Both of those are murder mystery thriller games. It sounded similar to me, and they look kind of fun, but they're all the same. You're going to get your rolls. It's kind of like a murder mystery game, but it's calling it a deduction game now to see if they can get a different audience. An immersive, narrative-driven deduction and role-playing game, and it's a print and play. So, you know, it's 10 euros if you wanted to get this little print and play of everyone getting their own crew, their own role. Something's happened on the ship. One of you will be the murderer, etc., etc. I thought Heavy Lies the Crown, you know, I think these all kind of look fine and fun, and it's fun that this guy has been making them, and some people have been getting them and enjoying them. He's making a couple bucks on the side to offset the time spent, as is our capitalist society. So yeah, it's cute enough. Check it out if you're interested in that style of like murder mystery style and you want to print out a game for yourself at home. It feels pretty reasonable to do that if you can make your own stuff. Moving along, we've got Black Christmas, the game, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the horror film Black Christmas, with a tabletop game, tie-in novelization, and movie prop replica. Well, I care about none of those things, so let's see if the game is complete garbage or just somewhat garbage. Well, that video was terribly upsetting. And it makes me never want to watch that film, which is clearly one of the scariest films ever made. If this picture doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight. I don't know who Billy is, but I'm going to stop interacting with anybody whose name is Billy. Sorry, Billy. I know one Billy who I like a lot, but sorry, Billy. No more anachrony for you. A stranger is hiding in the attic, and he's making disturbing phone calls to sorority girls. Nope. Nope. I hate this. Okay, this looks like the exact same format as all the other horror movies that have been coming out, or have come out, the horror movie games, which don't look like they're very fun, and they just prey upon your nostalgia like Billy preys upon your favorite sorority girls. How do you win the game? By tracing the phone number the killer's calling from. Easy and fun to play. This is upsetting me to a very large degree. I don't know why, but it's really hitting me viscerally today, and normally I really relate to serial killers and mass murderers. You know, like normally they're my people, but I think today I just might be a little shooketh. God. Tilt the box to look inside the house? No, I don't want to. This is awful. But if you want a little unicorn prop to add to your glass menagerie, well, you could get this as well. The board game is $60, and if you get it with a book, it's $95. And if you get it with a unicorn bundle, it's $258, which 12 people have, and I know one of them is Billy, and you should look at these users and keep them from your life forever. That's what you need. I think the gist of the game is there are spots on a board, you just go to those spots and you search and you draw cards randomly. You know, I'm pretty sure. But of course, they don't really tell you much about the game. They just say, hey, it's easy. And I guess there's this little game preview, but you know, you could put a rule book since the rules are so basic. But who knows? If you wanted to know the rules, just look up Halloween 2 and see that it probably wasn't that fun. Let's move along. Oh, to such a beautiful, refreshing breath of fresh air. Yes, please give it to me. We've got Everdell Duo. Oh, I'm so excited to look at this because I haven't looked at this yet. A new 1 to 2 player competitive and co-op game with a 15-chapter campaign. What? Plus oversized cards for the original Everdell. Who wants those? Nobody. But I'm interested. Let's see. Okay, Everdell Duo, $19. Okay, now you've got my attention, Everdell Duo, because I love Everdell. I love Everdell. It's my number 3 game of all time. Last time I did my games ranking, it ranked as number 3, and it is just so beautifully satisfying. I don't know why we need these oversized cards. I've always been fine with my cards of Everdell. Anyway, I love it, and so seeing a duo game that may not, like I play Everdell at 2 players quite frequently, and I really enjoy it at 2 players. So I don't think it needed a duo version, but I'm interested to see the differences. I haven't played Far Shore yet, so I haven't seen the differences there. It looks like these card effects, though, seem very similar to the cards in the original game. And so that's what's making me dip a little bit, because I feel like, well, if they're the same effects, like if I was getting completely new effects, well, it might be a little bit more. I'll watch the 30-second explanation of the game. Okay, that's kind of cute. There's a bit of a pacing, a race here that's going to shift the game slightly. One of the reasons I love Everdell is that I can play by myself for 30 turns after somebody's finished the game, because I'm more efficient than them. I love making people sit silently and watch me take my turns, and just me. And I say I'm not a solo gamer. No, I'm a performative solo gamer. I'll play solo games if everyone else around the game table and game night is forced to watch. So that's interesting. The highlight of the sun token moving a space each time, and the moon token moving a space each time, and only being able to take the cards in the meadow that are around the sun and the moon token moving whenever you play a card, and the sun token moving whenever you play a worker. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes sense. You each have 3 workers, so move 6 spots. And denying your I can see that being very frustrating, but potentially good frustrating. Really trying to get that sense of like Splendor Duel, all the duel back and forth feelings that have been happening. And then a bunch of different events, focusing around the events. 4 seasons, then you add your scores up. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, give me the rulebook, thank you. But that feels pretty good. That was a good explanation. They also have a cooperative mode. Build a single city for both players using one of the campaign chapters. So there is a campaign chapter with new rules and challenges, a little campaign mode. I'm intrigued. I don't know if like these campaign modes added to an existing game state ever really hit with me, personally. Pick a card. What is the pick a card? Play a card, yes. Pick a card. Draw 1 card from the deck or take any card from the meadow, even if the sun and moon is not near it. Okay, so it's just a little bit less efficient. Like, why would you ever pick a card? That just seems like a horrible decision, unless it's to force somebody to end the game. Oh, I do like these little endings, the hare and the tortoise. I do like that you're the turtle and the hare, and that the hare gets less, I guess. Players will work to achieve a certain score, as well as a particular number of events or other goals. Nah, it doesn't really turn my crank, the co-op element of it, the campaign. Nah, it just seems fine. But if you're a solo player and you don't like solo Everdell, maybe this is a better way to interact with it. I think solo Everdell's like solo anyway, right? You're just being blocked in certain spots, and you can automate that. I don't know though, $19 is good. $19 is really good. That sort of offsets the shipping. Is it a pre-order anywhere? I see no reason why you need these oversized cards. Place all the cards and the mini cards with larger versions. I could replace these with larger cards. These would be nicer. But would you be even able to read it still? I don't think so. I think you're still gonna have to pick it up. I think it's probably useless. Yeah, that just seems completely pointless to me. I mean, unless you just buy them to to not have to buy the expansions. But I think you need a little bit more than just the cards. Ugh. And it wouldn't even fit into the main thing, and you have to add these garbage boxes on the other side. No thank you. I'm sorry though, like the prices on this, oh man, this is a good sale. Like $40 for Everdell, the standard edition. That is really good. That is really good. You got to see what shipping's like. $35 each for the expansions. Oh no, this is great. This is a good sale. Estimated shipping: Everdell Duo to Canada, $15. United States, $9. Yes, but what if I'm getting the big box? What if I'm getting the big box? Anyway, if you've been looking to get into some Everdell stuff, which it's a great game, maybe Tabletop Tycoon has a sale going on? Let's see. Oh yeah, $199. Okay. Expansions, $35 each. Yep, okay. So it'll probably stay like that? Okay, so 35 US is like 48 Canadian. So at least some of the expansions are there. Yeah, $400 for the complete collection, which is different than $200 USD. 71 Canadian, so it'll still be like $300. Okay, $300, slow your roll. You have to sell your own thing. I don't know. I just get excited. I get excited about Everdell. And anyway, I think $19 feels like a really nice price. 26 Canadian. So it's like 40. It'll be 40 Canadian to get to my door for a Duo Everdell version? Maybe. Or I could just scoop up an expansion which I don't know. I think both are pretty decent. Anyway, it's gonna be a good game. That's all I needed to say. That finishes Friday, September 13th. Oh no, September the 13th at 12:59 a.m. if you're in Atlantic, but luckily, if you're in the Eastern, well, it'll finish on Thursday the 12th. With 1 minute to go. Let's check this out. This is Storage Revolution Collector's Bag and Slab Graded Card Binder. Store, display, and transport your graded cards and TCGs with ease, like your Universus. The perfect solution for storage and for events and tournaments. I mean, I don't care about collecting cards. You know this about me by now, but I think some of you might, and maybe this will interest you. I don't know. I kind of want to see what it looks like. Oh, that's cool. I'm surprised nobody's done this before. I bet they have. But you can just put your cards in big old slabs so they won't get damaged, but you can still flip through them like they're in a binder. So there you go. If you want it, well, here's a link to one, and let me know if something else like that exists. Let's keep it moving to Litter Tray by Gareth Edwards. And I wonder, Gareth, did you make Hissy Fit? Because the art looks the same. Come on. No, you didn't. Oh, I remember this one, though. That looked kind of cute. Founder of Far Place Animal Rescue. I guess that would have tipped me off. This is Litter Tray, a fast-paced push-your-luck card game about cats and poo. I don't know whose two favorite hobbies those are, but I don't want to meet you. Okay, I can't go through an 11-minute video when I can probably read all the information I need in 15-minute game. Although that, honestly, I could listen to that man speak for ages. It's a fast-paced push-your-luck game. We already said that. Trying to get the most poop from your cats. Oh man, if you saw the rigmarole that goes on around here when Artie has to take a poop, it's howling for 2 hours, running around, and then finally he goes to the bathroom. Which, to be fair, he did pick that up for me. If I'm being honest, that is something he wasn't doing until he saw my own pooping habits. But you know, what can you do? Okay, so on your turn, you can either draw a card or play a card and then roll the dice to see where the poop goes. Keep drawing cards and rolling dice on your turn until you either poo in an already dirty litter tray. You better not. So don't go into the litter tray again. So if Hugo's taking a big old stinky poop in the yellow litter tray, well, you'll want to make sure that Emma goes into a plant instead because Hugo's already gone into the yellow litter tray. Or you bank your poo. That's just a really unfortunate sentence. But anyway, you're pushing your luck, rolling dice, getting poop until you have the most poop. I don't want to have the most poop. I want to have the least poop. But hey, it's £6, and I think some proceeds will go towards Far Place Animal Rescue. So that feels very reasonable. £6, $11 Canadian for a little dice rolling game that the theme might be cute enough to get it off the shelf. I think fairly reasonable, and it goes towards animal rescue, so, you know, can't blame him for anything. That finishes Saturday, September 14th at 9:13 a.m. Moving along to SNEFERU! Oh, my nemesis, SNEFERU. Builders of the Pyramids. SNEFERU is a lightweight Euro game by Adam Spanel, and illustrated by the Micho, set in ancient Egypt, where players compete to build the tallest pyramid for the pharaoh's favor. For food and time as resources, players buy blocks from quarries, and each made of 2 materials to construct their pyramids. Time is finite, and sets the turn order on the Nile, so it's patchwork. Players earn food by matching materials in their pyramid section. The architect with the tallest pyramid wins, but efficiency in building is also key. So it's pyramid patchwork. Let's see. SNEFERU is the only pharaoh to have 3 pyramids built for himself. SNEFERU, you wonder why you're my nemesis, SNEFERU, okay? You have 3 pyramids. In this economy? Ridiculous. Sorry, you'll be buried alive if you don't make a beautiful pyramid? Oh, the stakes just got even higher, SNEFERU. Oh, SNEFERU. I will never get tired of saying that. Yeah, this seems fun. There's a little bit pyramid here, and whatever block you take, it's going to cost you time. You're going to move along the Nile, and wherever you put it will get you food. But you can also work with yourself to create big clusters of specific colors, and then you're going to get a big bonus for that as well. At least that's what the video was saying. Really good video. Really kind of explained everything I need to know. I am interested to see if it's the first player who gets to these tracks that gets a bonus. Stone blocks, thick cardboard, €32, $50 Canadian. After shipping, it'd be like 70. It's probably too much for me. But one to look out for when it hits retail, I think. Variable player powers that you could just use later. Wooden boats, who cares? Wooden food in the shape of bread. Meh. You get wooden pyramid tiles with silk print. Right, you choose what you're going to take. You pay that cost of food because the crappy tiles that nobody wants are at the bottom. And in time. I see. So four food and 2 time. You can see it up there. There's just 4 time, 2 time. Okay, great. This is the color bonus that I was talking about. There's 3, and it's 3 over there, so you get 4 food. Then refill the stone market. Done. Download the rulebook. Yeah, I do want to see what those little bonuses are, just out of curiosity. And in my rude diligence, SNEFERU. The brew part I could get on board with. As a nemesis, of course, you rue the day, right? But the Snefer? Ugh, yuck. What an amazing combination of sounds. I know I'm only talking about Snerferu here, but just like really what an amazing combination of sounds. Oh, it's so tasty. Oh, and it's not like patchwork, so if paying time units would move you beyond the very last space of the river track, you can't buy the stone block. That's cool. I've been saying recently that I've been hoping to find something that lets the person who's in last take their next turn, the time track mechanism to really get me going. And Sneferu, yeah, you might be close. I don't know if you're going to do it for me. So here's a quarry bonus. If one of the 2 colors in the chosen stone matches the color of the space where your boat was located at the start of your turn, before paying time units, you can gain the quarry bonus. Okay, so then that's kind of like pacing out. Do you want to land on a certain spot? Can you set yourself up? I like that. I think that provides a little bit more interesting of a dynamic rather than just like, I'm last, I get to make a choice. Cool. Yeah, I think this looks fun, but I think it's going to be too expensive for me. Shipping to the EU is €4. That's really good. And €8 for 6. Okay. Shipping to Canada and Australia is €20 or €80 for 6. So again, this is like an $80 game for me. Not really worth considering, but I think, I would play it. Seems fun. That finishes on the 14th at 7 p.m. We're moving along to Tacticus Romanus, a well-balanced strategy card game based on historical units of Roman times. Simple to learn, compact to carry, fun to play. Okay, let's see. You don't have to make videos if it doesn't tell you anything. Do you ever think of Rome? A game based solely off of that weird TikTok trend that nobody actually thinks about. There's a bunch of dice. There's some cards. Territory cards you're competing for with other players. Unit cards, which defines your military power. Additionally, dice is used to resolve the battles. Deploy a card, up to 3 cards. Once all armies are deployed, players roll the dice. The dice value combined with the total military power determines the victor of the battle. The aim of the game is to control over the territories of Rome. Players compete for 1 territory card at a time. 16 rounds are played. This seems like a card version of Condottiere, which I thought was atrocious. And this seems, unfortunately, not that fun. Yeah. So £15 for 27 Canadian and then plus additional shipping? Absolutely not. There's no way that this is worth that. Apologies to Arturus, but it just doesn't look that good. That finishes Sunday, September 15th at 9:13 a.m. Moving along to this one, the Great Commission strategic card game, a cooperative tableau builder with simultaneous play, risk-taking, and divine intervention. The best kind of intervention. No, sorry, the worst kind of intervention. The best kind of intervention is the ones you do for your alcoholic uncle, because you're getting him the help that he needs. Share the gospel to assemble a Christian church. What else have you made? Has it been all the bad Christian games? Because most Christian games are just not good. Oh, it's just been a bunch of comics. Okay, so no games before, just a bunch of comics. And that's why you have funding, because people like your comics. I see. But let's see if this is going to be anything good whatsoever, or if it is another bad game that people have thrown a religious theme onto. Game is set in the 1st century Roman Empire. Tableau builder. Let's see. AI-free zone. You select a leader, so you asymmetric ability. You also choose a location for your church. So you want to get the best church. You want to get the church where people follow you like they followed Moses for 40 years through the desert. And when Moses was like, you know what, I really want some gold. God really wants some gold for the tabernacle. God needs it. You say, yes, Moses, we'll give you all our gold. Because God wants it. God loves gold, and God wants a chair made of gold. And Paul wants a mower made of gold to be parked right outside where I'm filming. All right, back at it. Oh, this isn't competitive? I guess this is cooperative? They must have said cooperative and I just ignored it. Yeah, cooperative tableau builder. Okay. I was reading this under the guise that it was competitive, and that's that makes more sense. The church is unified. That's what I've always known about the church. There's no schisms. It's a one unified church. So essentially everybody has their own location, which indicates the max spiritual health of your church. And that also indicates, like, essentially your mana, I think. You can use it to summon people, the recovery amount of each person. You also are going to have to deal with these random troubles deck, because you know what? I like this. I really wanted it to be competitive because I wanted it to be other members of the church casting demonic possession on the other church members. Or if you had it as like a Protestant versus Lutheran versus like Catholic versus Seventh-day Adventist or whatever, and you were all just cursing each other and making each other possessed with demons so that your church could come out on top. That would be a pretty funny theme. But that's not the theme. That's not the theme at all. I mean, it doesn't look horrible. It seems like a standard card game where you have to manage a deck of troubles with individual card abilities that you tap and untap as you go throughout the game. So how much are you? The Great Commission, £35, 63 Canadian. Yeah, and then shipping would be, I don't know, just have it. Shipping to Canada is 13, so £48. Yeah, so it's like 80, 85 bucks to get to my door. I think this looks like a standard card game. Maybe if you are a super devout religious person, you might want it. But, seems okay. Seems like there are events that need to be overcome. This is definitely like the best, or seems like the most mechanically interesting Bible game that's on Kickstarter. Normally, like, Bible games on Kickstarter just look horrendous, and this one looks passable. So there you go. That finishes Sunday, September 15th at 11 a.m. Moving along, we've got this one, Awake Heroes, a tactical board game. Unleash the power within, strategize, awaken, and conquer in this thrilling tactical battle. Have a great time! I tripped over my words at the end. Okay, so there's only 36 backers here that have pledged $3,800, so on average $100, a little bit more. I don't know about this. I think it's probably not going to be good, but we'll see. That was a nice little video, and this seems actually kind of fun. Basic set is $41 Canadian, plus shipping is probably going to be a whole crap load, but it doesn't look horrible. So it's this tactical game where you have a bunch of cards that will move forward, back, left, right, etc. You want to destroy your opponents or make it to their castle. If you do, you win. Also, if you get into their side, you become awake. You awaken, and you get to activate your special abilities on each card. You also build your loadout, essentially. You have 10 points that you put together, and you move and you try to attack each other, and they all do different sort of attack styles. I think it looks fun. Would I ever seriously contemplate buying it? No. But you get 3 factions, so there you go. Yeah, because in order to get it, it would be like 70 or 75 bucks for me, and I would want to pay like 20. Just like a quick little head-to-head card game. Kind of reminds me, gives me Onitama vibes. Except not with the, like, swapping things in and out, but just in terms of maybe the win conditions and the moving pieces around. I don't know. I said what I said. But if you're interested in that, that finishes Monday, September 16th at 1 a.m. Moving along, we've got this Loot Games 3D Printable Board Game Inserts Volume 1. So it's 3D printable STLs for board games. And I really didn't click on this to promote this one, although you can probably get this, and yeah, they look okay. Although shaped token spaces, well, they've got good finger holes, that's fine. What I did want to shout out is 2 fantastic insert designers over on printables, JS500 and Hextra. Shout out to both of them, because seriously, they've been tearing it up in our Discord. They've been posting these awesome designs, and the only reason I am excited to have a 3D printer, still have not tackled it, got it for Christmas last year, haven't even opened it out of the box, way too much work and overwhelmed for me to even consider. However, I still am excited about it because I know I have access to anything that JS500 or Hextra have made. They're both fantastic. Hextra made a friggin' Cloud Spire chest out of a Too Many Bones chest. So if you wanted to do this cool Cloud Spire thing, nobody needs this. You don't need a trove chest to store all your Cloud Spire components. But if you did decide it, well, these are the trays to do it. Just friggin' killer. And JS500's inserts look so friggin' slick. So yeah, I'm putting them both in here. if you have a 3D printer or if you want inserts, well, these are two awesome members of my Patreon and Discord, and you should look at their incredible stuff. This Loot Games 3D printed, sorry about it, it ain't as good as JS 500 and Hextra. That's all I'm saying about that. Although, you know, it looks kind of nice. But I bet you could find better ones over here. So let's keep moving. We've only got a couple more. We've got Xenos Genesis, a tense solo play alien survival game using a regular deck of cards and a handful of dice. Cool. All right. Tell me how to play it. It's an alien survival solo play game by Stephen Hart. The Grinning Frog. Was it the Grinning Frog who did Naughty Bad Boys and Wicked Women? Was it? Were you doing a expanded stuff on it? I hope so. I don't think it was. A complete game book in 44 pages that will see you create a character and have them fight for their lives in the depths of a doomed spaceship. Cool. PDF, £12, 22 Canadian. Yeah, I think this kind of looks cool. You can purchase a bespoke deck of cards to go along with the game, if you like. Or you can get it printed for you. Yeah, for 31. This is our 6th game in this format. We believe it provides the most flexibility, so you can simply purchase the rules as a PDF, or you can go all in for the ultimate bundle. What are the game decisions? Tactical decisions and moral decisions. Ooh, what's the gameplay? At the start of each turn, you turn a card and see what happens. Will you find equipment? Run into people. The suit of the card immediately tells you what you found. Clubs, you get equipment. Diamonds, you've moved somewhere. Spades, you've run into someone. Hearts, you've hit some people. So you can use these as a general deck of cards and you can just reference, or you can get the cards printed and sent to you. The previous 5 games of this format, 4 of which were zombie survival game. Oh great, here's the rules. Okay, so you're gonna have a spaceship map, essentially. It looks a bit like this, places to place cards. You're going to move into an adjacent space, or you're gonna stay in a space, then you draw a card, resolve the card, reshuffle, turn in. As you try to leave through an escape pod, rolling dice. Yeah, seems okay. It doesn't really blow me away, but I like the simplicity of it, you know? The bare bones nature of it might intrigue you. If you want to spend 22 Canadian dollars on it, you can. That finishes Monday, September 16th at 7:08 p.m. Moving along, finally, to Barrage, the legendary box. Get the exclusive storage solution for all contents related to Barrage and expand the gameplay variety with 2 new companies. This, I mean, every game has got to come out, that's successful at least, has to come out with a very oversized large box to fit everything in it. And generally makes me less inclined to play the game. You know, I can almost guarantee you that, I love that it's a $15 Canadian gold. They're like, listen, we're making this box. You're fine. Enjoy the pre-order system. I find any sort of Euro, unless you're like a huge fan or you're really into it, you never need these sort of large boxes, right? But let's see, and let's go over what Barrage is. Barrage is a game that I still haven't played, and I really should. I like the design team quite a bit because they've done Grand Austria and Lorenzo Il Magnifico, and so I would like to try all of their stuff at some point. I know it's on Board Game Arena, just haven't learned it. Sometimes it's hard learning a lot of games all the time. You know, sometimes. Where the time just goes away. I'd like someone to teach me Barrage in person. I don't think I would want to learn it on Board Game Arena. But let's see how this looks out. What are you getting, and how overtly crazy expensive is it going to be? Because as big boxes get shipped, they're never the right size for the shipping company. And I learned that when talking to an actual shipping master at Quartermaster Logistics, which I did that interview once upon a time. If you want to learn more about the shipping process and why things are so expensive, you should check that out. It's always good as a reference. Sure, I think it's exciting that you can get additional clans, but let me point something out to you that this box is already failing at doing. When you open a box, when you open a board game box, okay, I do love it. They're like, wait, we have more space. Let's just add some stuff. When you open a board game box, what is the first thing that any rulebook says? Any rulebook ever says this. It says, place the game board in the middle of the table. And you know where the game board is located in this proposed solution? The game board is located at the bottom. That means you're going to have to take out everything completely. This shows that this is already an inefficient storage system, and it doesn't care about setup and teardown. You're going to choose your people. But that's not the first thing that comes out. And if it is, then you still have to take out all the other companies that you're playing with, that you aren't playing with, rather, because then they're just going to be sitting on the side, and then you got to put them back in the box. When we create these large storage solutions, we need to start thinking about the actual flow of the game and the flow of the setup. you should go through your setup rules and you should design an insert based upon those setup restrictions. That's why I always put my game boards at the top of any box, because you set up the board, you open the box, you put the game board on the table. You can start setting up as you're going along. I haven't looked at the rest of this yet, but that just infuriates me. You could get the all-in of Barrage, which I'm sure a million people are getting. 325 are just going all in for Barrage for $419 because they want a big all-in box. But we do have 2,360 people showing that Barrage is a game that people already own and are a fan of, spending $100 to get these 2 companies and a big box to store things in. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this storage solution is any good. It really doesn't. Why are we not creating a storage solution where you can have a tray where all these pieces are already on this dual layered board? Why are we not doing that? 3D map, all the maps at the bottom of the box. I just don't see why that is a design choice, or why anybody would want that. Shipping's okay though for a big old box, 10 euros, 14 euro. There you go. And I'm sure that the new companies are interesting, and it's great that you can just get the new companies for 44 Canadian if you wanted these 2 new factions, but that just irks me to no end. Anyway, Barrage, go play on Board Game Arena. Oh, you can add a bunch of stuff here. That's nice. You can add Golem, but no way in savings. Like, you could probably still just get this from your local store. Lorenzo is fantastic, though. I love Lorenzo. And it's great that you can add a whole bunch of stuff to your order just from their companies. And look, you got a Far Company's rulebook here, which is really nice in terms of what these 2 things add to the table. Me, still having no knowledge of how to play Barrage, well, I will probably be less than helpful. But it's great that you can look at it and see if it is something that will elevate your experience, just like the Japanese company's elevation costs. I think Barrage is going to be great. I mean, it is great. It's in the top 100 of Board Game Geek. I am very actively excited to play it at some point in time. However, should you go all in on a big legendary box because you've never played it and you think, ooh, it's a big storage solution? No, you shouldn't. And why? Because the map isn't at the top and the storage solution sucks. There you go. That's what it is. That's the end. That's the end of the thing. Just because you put things in trays doesn't mean it's an efficient way of unloading things, you know? Just because everything has a spot that you stack it in doesn't mean that it's actually a good storage solution. A good storage solution is one that helps you get the game to the table. Otherwise, you could make it yourself with a bunch of smaller boxes. You could do that. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the week. Every week, I do a pick for me and a pick for you. The pick for me being the thing that I think is the most exciting for me personally, my own tastes. And the pick for you being the thing that I think if you get, you will be the least likely to regret. None of these mean that you should go out and get them, right? You shouldn't. You don't need to spend that money. You need to save that money. Save it for that down payment that you're working on. However, we're going to go through them right now with a little grunt down so I can remind myself of what's what. All right. Disgusting. Disgusting. Decent. You need 4 players. Meh. No. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. Yeah. Who cares? Woo. Woo. And bleh. So what does that leave us with? I think it leaves us only with 2. You know what? I'll make this one the pick for me. No, I'm making Everdell Duo the pick for me. Everdell Duo is the pick for me. It's only $19, 26 Canadian. The shipping seems reasonable. I'll probably wait for retail. And it'll be more expensive in retail, but maybe I'll wait for a sale when it's on in retail, you know? I am surprised at that I'm interested in this because I love Everdell so much, and that should mean that I'm interested in this. However, I would just play Everdell, right? And I would just play an expansion. But I think the Duo might add some interesting decisions and a little bit of a back and forth and a nice tight swap while still maintaining core Everdell DNA. It certainly won't compete with Everdell whatsoever with me. But yeah, I think the price is nice. I think I don't hate what it's bringing, and it could add a different little flair, and that's exciting to me. So Everdell Duo, woohoo. Pick for you, I'm gonna go with SNEFERU. Yeah, I think I am gonna go with SNEFERU. I think it'll be a solid one. You know, I don't think it's worth purchasing right now. Man, it's really not raised that much, huh? Maybe because it is a bit expensive for what it is. I don't know, I think the gameplay here seems solid and would be enjoyable of getting and choosing how much time to grab. If you like patchwork, right? I think this could be one to look out for because it gives enough difference, but still applies those particular skills and board gaming skills. I think the flow of this actually does seem fun. And the making the patterns and juggling your resources, yeah, I think I would like this better than Patchwork, and maybe it gives me hope for the future, but maybe it would suck as well. But I'm gonna go with this as the pick for you. SNEFERU. The pick for Rue is that. No, that's something different. The pick for Snerferu. That's what this is. That's it. That's all I got for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. I really like that you're here. I like spending time with you. And I am happy to be back fulfilling your Mondays after that horrible snafu last week. I was kept away from your Monday airwaves, and I apologize profusely. I just like how it sounds. I just think it's a beautiful name, okay? I just think it's a name that makes angels come out and inhabit all 3 pyramids. Well, I guess there weren't angels because it was the pyramids, because it was Egyptian. That makes Ra come forth and bask in their glorious sun glory. I've lost the thread. Let me know what you're backing, what you're not, what you've been enjoying. I don't know. Tell me something. Tell me how your life's going. I'm interested. My name is Chris George. I don't have a catchphrase, but I do have a profound interest in your life, and I hope you're having a great day, that you make it through the day, that you're super productive, that you get back to work if you're watching this from an office, or, you know, do what you want. Watch another one.